Chapter 5. Hands in the dirt, eyes on the prize. Saturday morning dawned bright, but Mina felt a familiar dread. Yard work. She had pulled weeds plenty of times for house chores, but today felt different. Today, every weed she yanked was a step closer to her VR headset. She ate a quick breakfast of fruit, toast, and cereal and then geared up to leave. She slipped on the gardening gloves her mom gave her, feeling a mix of determination and mild apprehension. She took a small pause as she left the house, taking 3 deep breaths and calming all her nerves. She was ready. Right before she left, Sarah pulled her aside and gave her some quick advice. Remember, Mina, people will judge you by your work. The work you do is an extension of you, your personality, and you only get one chance to make a first impression. People will know a lot about you merely based on the kind of work you do. Never forget that. If you develop bad habits now, they will be harder and harder to break the older you get. What I am trying to say is do your best, sweetie. At that, she kissed Mina on the forehead and Mina practically pole vaulted out the door. Her first stop was Mrs. Henderson's. The flower beds were a jungle of thorny bushes and stubborn, deep-rooted weeds. Mina got straight to it, pulling and tugging, feeling the strain in her arms and back. After about an hour, she felt a sharp prick. She looked down and saw a tear in her glove and a small cut blossoming on her palm. It stung, but she just gritted her teeth. This was for the VR headset. Mrs. Henderson came out with a plate of cookies and a tall glass of lemonade. "You're working so hard, dear," she said with a kind smile. She handed Mina a $10 bill for the work and then, with a warm look, added another 10. "For finishing everything," she said, "and for being such a hard worker. Take a break, you earned it." Mina gratefully accepted, her hands aching, but her resolve stronger than ever. She ate the cookies and drank the lemonade and sat almost motionless for another 30 minutes as she let all the sweat evaporate off of her. She then clicked her neck back and forward to the right and left, then popped all her knuckles. Round 2. Begin. She moved on to Mr. Rodriguez's yard, where the weeds were even more plentiful. For 2 hours, Mina toiled. Her muscles screamed, her back ached, and despite her torn gloves, her hands were sore and grimy. She worked on a particularly stubborn patch, one she was certain she wouldn't be able to finish. But she kept pulling one weed after another until the entire patch was clear. When Mr. Rodriguez came out and handed her his $10 bill for his yard work, Mina looked at the money in her hand, the 2 10s from Mrs. Henderson and the 10 from Mr. Rodriguez. She held the money in her hands and just stared for a few minutes straight. She smelled the bills, that strange scent of something old and familiar. It was hard to put her finger on exactly what the smell was, but whatever it was the smell of success and moving one step towards her goal. $30. Mina breathed. That was a whole month and a half's allowance, earned in just one morning of hard work. She suddenly understood what her parents meant about the satisfaction of hard work. She was exhausted, but strangely exhilarated, and she got her second wind as she rode her bike back home. When she got home, dusty and tired, her parents greeted her at the door with excited faces. "You did it, Mimi," her mom cheered, pulling her into a hug. $20 in one morning. That's incredible. Mina's eyebrow shot up. 30. I got a tip. I earned it too. Every last cent. Wow. We're so proud of you, sweetie, her dad added. To celebrate your first big earnings, we're taking you to your favorite pizza place tonight. Mina's eyes lit up. Pizza. That sounded amazing. Later that evening, as they were laughing and sharing a pepperoni pizza, Maya piped up, a slight pout on her face. "It's not fair. Mina gets a VR headset and fancy pizza nights, and I don't get anything special." Mina's parents exchanged a look. "You're right, Maya," her mom said gently. "Everyone deserves to work towards something they really want. What's something you've been hoping for? We'll help you work towards it." Maya's face brightened immediately, and she began to think a minute before a light bulb went off in her head. A brand new tablet. Mine is super old. She didn't want the fancy, expensive kind, just a nice modern one for drawing and games. "They're only about $200, she added, already looking hopeful. She had already been eyeing one she saw a kid with at school and figured this was the perfect chance to ask for an upgrade. Mina thought about all the hard work she'd just done. She looked at Maya, who often helped her with video ideas. "Hey Maya," Mina said, a sudden idea sparkling. "You actually helped me a lot with the pancake video, right? And sometimes you help me brainstorm ideas for Mina's project spot." When my ad revenue pays out from YouTube, I'll give you $20 from it to help you save for your tablet. That's 10% of what you need." Her parents looked at each other, their eyes wide with surprise and pride. "Mina," her dad said, his voice thick with emotion, "that is incredibly generous of you. That's true sisterly love." Her mom nodded vigorously. "You know what, Mina? Because of your hard work and your amazing generosity to your sister, we're going to give you a $40 bonus for your VR fund. We'll match your kindness 2 times over." Mina's heart swelled. Not only was she closer to her VR set, but she had helped Maya and her parents were proud of her. It made the sore hands and knees and the cut feel completely worth it. This was one of the best experiences she had ever had in her life, and she made a promise to herself to see it to the very end no matter how hard it got. No cutting corners, no shortcuts, no slacking. One bite at a time. One bite at a time. She repeated this over and over and let it stick in her mind. Nothing is going to stop me from this goal.